Good evening. Hey.
Hello, ladies.
Happy Tuesday,
everyone.
Yay. Tuesday
How are
night.
all my friends tonight?
Good.
Hey.
Good.
Hey.
Oh, someone is
Someone's got it running.
listening to us live.
Not it.
Yeah, right?
I was like, oh gosh, turn the sound down on my iPad before someone
Right.
calls me or something.
All right. Well, how's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
More sunshine.
It was a
Sunshine.
beautiful day.
It was
We had
gorgeous
breeze,
outside
Yes.
today.
Mm-hmm.
A
Kids
break from
water.
all that massive heat.
Yeah.
But
We
it's
could use some
coming
rain.
back. That's for sure.
We could use some rain. We actually left the sprinkler on all night on a section of our new grass that we're trying to grow in.
Well, it's
And
good.
we went up this afternoon and it's not even muddy.
Dry. Yeah.
That's
Ugh.
Ooh.
how
Wow, that's not good.
No, it's not good. We need rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, when we're done tonight, let's all go out and do Indian dances for
Yeah.
rain dance, okay?
Okay, but
Okay.
before we get off tonight, then Becky needs to show everybody that's watching tonight the rain dance.
Fair show.
Yeah.
Okay. Come, stay tuned. Come back next week. We'll work on that, okay? All right. Well, let's get started tonight. Welcome to all that are watching either live or later on. We're so excited that you're joining us. In Mary Kay, we believe women do not need makeup or great skincare to be beautiful. Surprised? We believe women are beautiful and valuable with or without it. And we use our products to enhance a woman's beauty and confidence that she already has to help her shine more beautifully. We believe in community and connectedness and that women are better together. And there is such a horizon, loneliness, anxiety, and depression. So we want to create a space where women can come together to celebrate one another and their unique beauty. So welcome to the table tonight and welcome to p.m.to. Tonight, you're going to hear stories from 5 different women about their lives before Mary Kay, the reason they almost did not join Mary Kay, and what they found for themselves since joining. So guess what? Warm up your fingers tonight. Drop into the chat box what is your current career, and that includes domestic engineers too. And let us know tonight too whether you're a consultant or a guest in the comments also, because that's going to be important here later on. So maybe you're here tonight because your consultant is in a contest and needed you to listen, or maybe your consultant offered you something for free, or maybe you're just here to help a friend. Right now, you might be thinking, this is never something that I would even do if it was the last thing that there was to do on earth. So before you completely dismiss what we have to say, I want you to uncross your arms, don't roll those eyes, and just pretend for us for a moment. Pretend that you're interviewing with this company. What kind of questions would you like to have answered before you start this new job? What kind of things have you been genuinely curious about, but secretly scared to ask your Mary Kay girl? And if there's just that little voice in the back of your head that's saying, this could be kind of fun, but I really need to chat with my significant other to get their opinion, well, then go grab them right now. Go grab him. We can't see that he's there. Just go get him. Go get him and bring him in, and so he can ask questions and listen to along the way. And for those of you that are here just to get confirmation that Mary Kay is for you, this is it. This is your sign. You can do it, and we're all here to help you too. We want to answer all of your questions that you have. So we're doing something different tonight. Be sure to type those questions in the comments. Don't leave them in your head. Put them in the comments. And to sweeten the pot, your name's going to go into a drawing for $30 in free Mary Kay from your beauty consultant. We're going to draw one winner from those. So you need to know who is a guest and who is a consultant, because only the guests can earn the $30 certificate. So ask away tonight. And let's watch and see what Ryan Rogers, grandson of Mary Kay, has to say.
She really understood from all of her experience as a single mom trying to make it through this world on her own was that the opportunity that women needed. It needed to be flexible. It needed to have unlimited upside potential, no ceilings or caps on their success. She really, truly believed with all her heart that every single person had greatness inside of them if you just gave them the opportunity to unleash it. One of the things that was very important to Mary Kay and really helped shape our culture, as you know, is this idea of pretending everyone has a sign around their neck that says "Make me feel important," and nobody was better at that than Mary Kay. I mean, just imagine if she were here today, what a great blogger she would be. I mean, she'd have millions and millions of followers inside Mary Kay and outside of it. I think she'd be killing it on social media. Well, as we celebrate Mary Kay's 100th birthday and launch this new campaign that's centered around the idea that one woman can do anything, I think it's a great way to honor her. So I'm sure that whether it was the very first beauty consultant that ever joined the company or the woman that just joined the company today, if Mary Kay were here, she would wholeheartedly believe that that person could do anything they wanted to do with this opportunity. She absolutely believed that one woman could do anything. Obviously, this great company wouldn't be where it is today without our incredible, loyal, dedicated Mary Kay employees and our incredible, loyal, dedicated independent sales force. You know, anytime we hit a milestone like this, it's important to just remember to thank the people that make it possible. And so, thank you. Yeah, if my grandmother were here for her 100th birthday, it would be awesome to just be able to go to her and hold her hand and just say, you know, we're still doing it. Your dream is living on.
I love I love that when he says the dream is still living on. So the year is 1992, and I'm a single mom with two little girls. They're 5 and 8 years old, and I'm working as a purchasing agent in an ambulance manufacturer. I liked my job. I had a little bit of flexibility, and yet I was wanting more out of life and my job too. Can anyone relate to that? I had been using Mary Kay products for over 10 years at the time, and I loved what it had done for my skin. I called my beauty consultant to come over that day to show me how to use the products that I had actually acquired 8 months earlier. How pathetic is that? I must have really needed to connect with someone that day. Imagine what it's like for those that have gone through a pandemic now, too. An article that had been in our small town newspaper about how she had earned a ring and walked across stage before thousands of women in Dallas. And I'm a curious person, and I started asking her questions about the ring and the trip. And the next thing you know, she asked me to listen to a videotape. Yes, a videotape about some company information. I still remember today that it was dinner time, and yet I could not wait to see what that video had to say. I found myself being skeptical about the info that was shared, and yet I agreed to attend a guest event with her. So 2 things almost kept me from joining Mary Kay. I was very skeptical that you could truly make money, and they surely were making some of it up. I mean, really? And I thought there were way too many beauty consultants in my small town with no room for another person. So I obviously made that decision to join, and it was the most courageous thing that I had done up to that date. You see, I soon discovered that when you follow what the mentors had to teach you, something that was shared in that video, there's personal growth by learning from others who had gone before you, that you really could make some extra money. I shudder today to think of all the experiences that I would have missed out on had I not had the courage to say yes. I said yes to financial opportunities, yes to travel, yes to friendship, yes to leadership, yes to driving free for over 25 years now, yes to prizes, yes to being my own boss, and all the growth in my confidence and self-esteem along the way. So I must ask, are you connecting with me? Would you like to come along?
Good evening. It's my turn. My name is Allison, and I'm located here in Morton, Illinois. This is actually my second time in Mary Kay. I joined the first time as a newlywed, looking for a side hustle, looking for a discount. Like, hello, discount, right? 50% off my products. When I wanted some girlfriend time. I wanted that extra shopping money. And I also, at the time, you'll see my cat. I have a cat running around. Sorry. At the time, I was I had a full-time career as a director of administrative services. But you know what happened with that career? My job got eliminated. But I kept on with my Mary Kay. And then I landed a job back in my hometown as an event planner for our chamber. And I began this job when I was 2 months pregnant, but I didn't tell them because I was due 3 weeks before our largest event that we hosted, which is 80,000 people over 4 days in my hometown. But don't worry, I was back at work coordinating this festival and overseeing that event 3 weeks after a C-section. And my Mary Kay business was still going. So we're going to fast forward again, right? And we go ahead 2 more years. And now my life changes directions again. My family of 3 was becoming a family of 1.5. I was getting divorced, and I would only have our daughter 50% of the time. So I switched careers again, landed an office manager position with 2 dermatology med spa clinics here in Central Illinois. However, my Mary Kay business had to stop because it was a conflict of interest. So here I am, single mom of a 1-year-old, working 50 hours a week, exhausted and cranky. Anyone out there ever exhausted and cranky with children? Okay, I know I'm not the only one, so you can say, me, exhausted, cranky, whatever, it's okay. So then I made the big decision to leave the corporate world, working crazy hours, when my father passed away in 2015. He was only 68 years old. And that, for me, made me reevaluate what was important. Is it the hefty paycheck and what I considered job security? Though I knew at the time there was no such thing as corporate job security. And for those of us who have lived through this pandemic, which is every single one of us on the call, we probably know someone who's lost their job as well. Or was it more important to have time with my daughter? Those are the only 2 options I could see. And I knew in my heart of hearts, the mom that I desired to be. I wanted the freedom and flexibility to spend more time with my daughter without being told when I could or couldn't take a vacation, or I could be at her school functions, or take time off for gymnastics, or just to go sit at the pool with her. I wanted to be that mom. So it was raise time, and I was told I made too much money and wouldn't qualify for a raise for a few more years. So I gave my notice. I had nowhere to go, but I gave my notice, and I trusted that God would guide my steps because I knew I had more to offer, and I was better than I was treated, and I was deserving of so much more. So within a year, I relaunched my Mary Kay career. So ladies, I have to say that over the last 4 years, I have had the most amazing clients to share my life with. We sit around a table or virtually like you are doing with us tonight. We share stories like we're doing. We laugh. We share tears sometimes. But at the very end of every single appointment, we all leave feeling blessed, empowered, motivated, and beautiful inside and out. I get excited when I get a text with some great news. They're engaged, or they're pregnant, or something great happens with their child. And my heart will break just as hard when the news isn't so good. It's like hundreds of extended family members. It's wonderful. But the best part, I've also been able to be the mom I've always dreamt of being. Time goes twice as fast when you only have your child half the time. I enjoy the ability to set my schedule around her schedule so that I don't have to miss a single thing she is doing. I set my own income, and I give myself a raise. And yes, I give myself promotions. I don't have to wonder if I'm good enough. And I can work this job from my studio, from the beach, from the pool, from the airplane, from the train, from wherever, at the grocery store, probably even in the bathroom if I'm talking to a lady at the, while we're washing our hands. I don't know. Where there's faces and there's internet, I've got my Mary Kay. And I have the most amazing friends on this business. You see most of them around on the screen tonight. We are setting our own goals and cheering each other on. There's no competition because this is my business to run, and that's their business to run, and it's your business to run. My goals and dreams are different than your goals and dreams, and that's great. My personal and spiritual growth have been incredible on this journey. Mary Kay's philosophy is God first, family second, career third. And legit, we stand by that every single day in that order. Ladies, we only get 86,400 seconds a day. If God allowed you to open your eyes today and he allows you to open them tomorrow, you still have a mission to complete. So, do you want to come along?
Hello, ladies. I'm Chantel. I'm from West Branch, Iowa. And my journey started 8.5 years ago. We're halfway through the year. I was working full-time as a nurse in a brand new clinic. My husband was working full-time for a farmer, and we had an 18-month-old daughter. My sister was getting married, and a friend had given her Stacy's name to do our makeup for that wedding. And she did. We looked fabulous, of course. 2 months later, Stacy had a conversation with my sister and offered her this opportunity. And after my sister started her new business, she then offered the opportunity to me. I was intrigued, and I thought it sounded like a lot of fun, which actually meant that I didn't want my sister to have the fun without me. However, I hesitated. My husband worked long hours, and I didn't know if I wanted to spend that much extra time away from my daughter. She already went to daycare all day long while I was at work, and if I were going to be gone in the evening, I just wasn't sure if I was okay with that. How would I find that time? Which I wish now for that time that I had then, that I didn't think I had. I decided to attend a weekly success event, and I loved the girl time. Nothing like being surrounded by 30 women. But I have a very detail-oriented mind, and I had to get all of the info, so I attended 3 success events before I was able to make that decision. And the only reason I made that decision at that time was because they talked about the upcoming career conference, and I thought that a weekend away with a bunch of girls sounded amazing. Fast forward to now, I have a this summer will turn 10-year-old daughter, a 7-year-old, he's going to be 7 here in 2 weeks, son. And I now have the flexibility to work my business part-time, or I'm sorry, work my job part-time. I've been able to cut back from my nursing career to work part-time for more time home with my children and to work my business. My husband has been able in that time we now farm our own area around us, our own crops, while he still works full-time. And I have built the most amazing friendships, the support system, which again, you see those ladies on here. Like Allison said, sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, but it's a support system that you don't find anywhere else. And they've become the most best friends, my confidants, my stress relief sometimes when I have to vent to someone. No, just to bounce ideas off of or someone to chat with. And the best travel buddies, because let me tell you, that's one thing I've missed this year is all of the events that we have not been able to go in person. And they've been great virtual, but it's not the same. So we're always looking for more travel buddies. Would you like to come along?
Yes, girl, for sure.
We travel.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my name is Stacy Waters, and I began my Mary Kay career on my 18th birthday. Joining Mary Kay was something I always wanted to do because it's my mom's full-time job. You heard earlier this evening that Becky began her business when her girls were 8 and 5, and I was the 8-year-old. So growing up, I got to watch the Mary Kay business work from a very unique vantage point. I got to see my mom start her business, then be able to walk away from her full-time job to start Mary Kay as her full-time career, which allowed me to watch my mom work. Being able to actually see your parents go to work every day is not something that we typically as kids got to physically see. Of course, with the pandemic and stuff, that has changed everything. So I think like a lot of kids are watching their parents work. But what is great about watching her work is she got to teach us how to set goals without telling us how to do it, but we got to watch her do it. So we got to watch her how to reach those goals, how to miss those goals, how to dust yourself off a little bit, reset those goals, and get back to work. So I got to watch a group of women as they cheered each other on. They got to celebrate victories and win amazing prizes, plus be there for each other when they needed comfort. So on the day I could, I signed up to be a beauty consultant, and I was all in. I'd love to tell you that it was an easy Mary Kay journey since then, but it hasn't exactly been that. It's been hard work, fun work, and a little bit of a roller coaster ride. My birthday is in March, so I technically was still in high school when I started Mary Kay. And my first problem when starting my business was quickly realized I didn't know a lot of people that weren't already using Mary Kay. You see, when you start your own business, you'll start with your family and friends, and you'll introduce them to the products you love, and boom, you have new customers. Well, that's not how it went for me. I had to find a way to introduce myself to people who weren't already my mom's customers. The other roadblock I had was all in my head. I know that now, but at that time it was very real. I had started thinking, well, what if people don't think I know what I'm talking about? You know, after all, I was only 18. I didn't have wrinkles or blemishes to really have to deal with. So who was going to talk to me or listen to me talk about anti-aging Mary Kay products? But what I found is there is a ton of training that you will get as a brand new beauty consultant. When I started, it was all in a book that I read, but now it's all virtual. Learn at your own speed training, and it's fantastic. So after overcoming those obstacles with some training and support from my director mom, I worked through the summer right up to the point where I left for college, and my Mary Kay business was good. When I left for college, I had every intention of working just as hard as I had in my Mary Kay up to this point. And I got a little distracted, I guess, with everything that college had to offer, because I decided to use my Mary Kay business as at college to meet people and just make enough money to pay for my own products at our discounted rate, and then take the rest of the money for some fun, you know, like college fun. Whoop, whoop. So at this point, the no quotas part of Mary Kay was really working for me, because I wasn't working my business at all, but I was still a consultant. So after college, I moved to a small town, and once again, got to use my business to meet new people, have some fun, provide some money for my new little family. Soon after I had graduated from college, we had our first child, Jordan. So at this point, I was working my Mary Kay business part-time, had a full-time job, had a husband own a brand new construction company, working crazy long hours. And then I had 2 more children, Cameron and Brooklyn. And then I was like, this is ridiculous. Math is not my strong suit, but I did a little bit of math, and I quickly realized that we were paying in daycare what I was bringing home from my full-time job. And it just, you know, it wasn't all adding up, basically. So I decided to put a little bit more effort into my Mary Kay business, and was quickly able to replace my full-time income and be home with my kids. And that was 7 years ago now. Gosh, yeah, 7 years ago. I think it's going on 8. Wow. I haven't looked back, which is great, because we added a 4th child to our lives, Drake. And I learned a lot about myself because of this business. I've learned to become a leader. I've learned how to manage finances. I've learned how to believe in myself, and how to have confidence and determination as well. I've met some of the most amazing girlfriends. I know that we've all said that. It is not something that we've all like chatted about and said we had to have in our script, but it is actually true. I have the best girlfriends, and I've gotten to go on the best girl trips with Mary Kay too. And I don't know what my life would look like without this business being introduced to my mom all those years ago. So just like the other ladies have asked you, do you want to come along?
Well, hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm from Brandon, South Dakota. It was 1984, and I was walking around at an MEA convention, which stands for Minnesota Education Association, signing up for everything that was free, because that's what you do when you're a teacher. The one booth I stopped at was Mary Kay, and I was somewhat familiar with Mary Kay, and the gal behind the booth asked what I was looking for, and I said, a job. I grew up in a 4th generation family pharmacy, so beauty companies that typically rang the doorbell at the time were not something I ever saw come into our house or ring the bell. So when the woman contacted me and invited me to have a complimentary facial, I agreed. However, I was not sure what was going to happen. I pictured lying on a table with my head wrapped in a towel and she doing all the work. And what I found was quite different. It was teaching based. And while I was a teacher that had graduated with 3 degrees and didn't have a full-time teaching job currently, what I did have, however, were 4 jobs: waitressing, training gymnasts, working with kids with disabilities, and training them for Special Olympics, along with becoming a new pharmaceutical rep. What almost held me back was the thought that we sold skincare and cosmetics and glamour at our family drugstore. What would my family think? And where was I going to find the time and the people? I was currently new to the town where I was living and only knew 3 people. So I also knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Watching my father growing up, I just didn't see it in the form of lipstick. I had learned so many lessons growing up from my father about people, business, acts of service. I knew it was going to take grit, fortitude, focus, commitment, courage, willingness, and a great attitude, and most of all, faith. I wanted to be able to share some of the lessons that I had learned from my father and to be able to pay them forward. My father had died suddenly 4 years prior to me looking into the Mary Kay opportunity. He died in my sophomore year of college, and I'm number 7 of 8 children. I'd watched my mom go from being a wife, a homemaker, to a business owner, sole decision maker, proprietor on Main Street in our small southern Minnesota town in a matter of minutes the day he died. And I saw something that reminded me of the day JFK had died and how Jackie became an immediate role model for my mom. That was 1963. I was 3. And that is the year that Mary Kay Cosmetics Inc. was born. I didn't know at the time what a gift it would be for me to offer my mom Mary Kay Ash's autobiography 4 years later. Based on Mary Kay's experience and what she did as a single parent, I watched my mom's confidence grow in decision making for our family, for the Main Street, for City Council, and other organizations that she became involved in. We were now both business owners, entrepreneurs in our own right. She a brick and mortar, and me, well, I had no territories. Puerto Rico, Guam, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and anywhere the U.S. flag flew. So we grew together in our adventure. And for me, the Mary Kay opportunity has been the best personal growth course that I've ever been paid to take. I've done this business single, mingled, and married. In fact, my husband came in my starter kit. On a blind date, I was set up by a sister sales director. I knew her and my future husband had gone to school with her husband. So the freedom, the flexibility, fun, and friendships galore, not to mention the tax deductions. And on January 13th, 2021, it became 37 years of being a part of Mary Kay. And I shudder to think where I would be if I had not taken a chance on me. So I have to ask, you want to come along?
Yes. So we're going to try something a little bit different tonight. And we have been asking guests to put some questions in the chat and stuff. We have some questions that we're going to address just like in our own stories and stuff. So we're going to do a little bit of a question and answer period right here. So I'm actually going to start with one of the questions that our guest had. Teresa wanted to know, was there ever a time that you had a hard time getting customers? I'm going to take that one, and then I'm also going to have Becky answer that as well. Like I had said in my story that I had talked about, I had started my Mary Kay business, first of all, very young. And because my mom, which is Becky, was a consultant already, I didn't really have any customers or friends or family that I could go to and say, hey, can I just borrow your face and put this product on? I just need to practice, that's kind of how we start out, just practicing. And so what I had to do is I had to kind of go outside my little comfort zone of people and, kind of maybe go to some friends of friends or some friends that my mom didn't know as well. I think now it's a little bit easier with Facebook and, just kind of remembering all the people that you've met along the way. And we have other tips and stuff that we can definitely teach you as a new consultant if you ever had a hard time finding new customers and stuff then as well. So Becky, you said that you were, we were in a small town and we had a lot of beauty consultants in our small town. So
yes, we
talk
did.
about that.
Yeah, and the woman that introduced me to Mary Kay was already, she had lots of beauty consultants as well as customers, and so and there were lots of other beauty consultants, and I really thought the market was what you would consider saturated. But what I've quickly discovered, though, is that starting with, a friend or a family member that might have been in town, but I quickly found myself within a radius around that small community, meeting new people that I didn't even know existed to begin with. So it helps you develop relationships and people skills. I've always said that Mary Kay is like like beauty school and a self-improvement course and a business course, and where you learn public speaking, kind of all wrapped up into one. And then, as you've heard multiple times over and over, a sisterhood of other women to be a part of. So the difference between the Mary Kay community and maybe another type of a business that you're starting is that we love to share when we've had something that's been successful for us with all of the other women. So we come together with a lot of ideas. So
yeah. So another thing that a lot of people ask, and guests, remember, you're going to be put into a drawing when you're asking comments in the, questions in the comments. So make sure you're doing that right now. Teresa's winning. So, so one of the because I know, Chantel's story of getting started in this business, and truly, ladies, Chantel likes details and likes to know everything about this business before she could get started. And she attended several events and stuff like that before she made the decision to get started. So Chantel, knowing how your personality and stuff works and how it took 500 hours to get you to start your business, what is something that you would, knowing that you started your business, what's something that you would have liked to have known at that time that maybe would have gotten you a quicker, start time?
I like all the details. In fact, I don't know if any of you know this, but in that time frame I was trying to decide, I was looking with my sister on In Touch at all the stuff on In Touch. Like, I was In Touch before I even joined.
Yeah, and tell them what In Touch is.
So Mary Kay In Touch it's our database. It's where we can find any resource that we need, product. It's where we place orders, our product info, where we do all of our training, our MK University. That is huge.
Huge.
A lot of us are advanced consultants in color consulting, skincare, our new clinical solutions. All of that is on In Touch. All of that is new from when I started my business. And I honestly think that having something like that could be a game changer, knowing that that's there. I was someone, I wanted to see how this business worked inside and out. I needed to know, like, when I went to these success events, now let me tell you, these success events were guest events. So you can go as a guest with a consultant and get pampered, like we like to pamper our customers, all of you that are watching. We could bring our customers there and do that. So technically, I was my sister's customer coming to her guest event. No, I sat and listened to training for 3 sessions. I was taking notes upon notes. So I really think, knowing now our MK University and all of the online training that is available, you literally are taking classes that people pay for. I mean, it's all free. It's just part of being a consultant. If we
I was just going to say, that's one of the things that was my concern as well, is, being young and not really knowing the products, which, I mean, I had been in Mary Kay since I was 8 because, my mom and stuff. But I would say a new beauty consultant coming into Mary Kay maybe doesn't know all about the products, and that might be something that scares them. But this training that she's talking about is absolutely fantastic then too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I also,
at all times.
I also think something too is that it's an ongoing process. You're never going to know everything before you start. Right. And there's constantly updating. Yep. They're constantly updating even the information that we're trained on and stuff too. So just kind of taking a deep breath and knowing that the person that's introducing, it's basically coming down to, do you trust her
Right.
to have brought you to something good?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
know that this company gives you everything you absolutely need to succeed.
Yep.
Yes.
Like, I check back on that In Touch all the time on new product info, you know, and the In Touch or the MK University, there's details that you may read it when you do it first, and then you come back 3 million times to check it again as you're working your business. As it comes up, it's kind of like my
Yeah.
nursing job. You can go to nursing school and you don't learn everything when you're there.
Mhm.
You learn
Yeah.
it with experience, and
Yeah.
that In Touch and that information is always there to learn.
Yeah. So Lisa, one of the things that I kind of caught in your story and stuff is that you were talking about the products in your parents' store already, and you know, talking about how that could be something that could hold you back because they already were selling stuff. What made you feel okay to sell the Mary Kay products then too?
Well, when I started, I thought one of the things I really need to do, because I too was younger, that I needed to become a student of the business. And if I was going to be able to work with someone who was 20 years older than me, I needed to know the product line. And so the product and the research that the company had done, the quality of the product, how they stood behind the products, how they allowed us to offer our customers 100% satisfaction guarantee where we weren't losing money. I knew that that had a gold standard to it. I also saw that in our family drugstore, if somebody came and returned a product at that time, we weren't necessarily able to return that product to that manufacturer because of various reasons, just because you bought it as a lot of product. And so that became part of the whole program that was there. And a lot of times too, people just really didn't return things too because they had a makeup drawer of everything that they weren't using. But I loved the opportunity that Mary Kay had, that if a client wasn't happy, they could return the product. Again, we weren't out any money, but that standard of stamp of approval made me, as a younger businesswoman, gain the respect from those that I was trying to service.
Yeah. And I just wanted to throw this graphic up here then too, when she's talking about stamps of approval. I mean, like, come on. Mary Kay
awards.
products have got it. So lots of awards then too.
Yeah.
Allison.
Teresa's got another question.
Oh, I saw that. I was going to get to that. But
Okay.
I was going to ask Allison, just to kind of segue with Teresa's, about, can you see Teresa's question, Allison?
I sure can.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So she's talking about, do you think it's easier being a consultant now versus before COVID, doing it online? But one of the things that was a concern for you too when starting was not being the sales type. So can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
So, yeah, I am not a salesy person. I have grown to be more of a relationship person. And that's what this business is, ladies. I mean, yes, we sell skincare and cosmetics, and we sell all the things to help you look and feel beautiful inside and outside, day in and day out. But the thought of trying to sell products was like, huh? Like, you know, it gave me like the nervous jitters. But when you realize, when you're just washing your face and you love what the product's doing, and you're just putting on makeup and you love how it's looking because the foundation, meaning your skin, looks incredible, it all just works. And some people are like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, you gotta try this. Here, squirt this, put it on and see what you think. You like it? Great. You don't? Okay, not my problem. So over time, I became more comfortable with that. So is there a learning curve? Absolutely. Like, I'll go anywhere and pay any price. I don't barter. I don't beg. I don't do any of that. Like, just like, you know, people go to Mexico and they barter with those people. No, it says $20. Here's $20, you know, but no, I firmly believe in this business. If you don't build that relationship and that trust with your clients, you're not going to sustain that client.
Yeah.
It's all about relationship first. Like I have to know that you trust me and I trust you, and we're going to work together to make your skin and makeup and whatever look great. And then the sales just naturally come through conversation. So do I think it's easier being a consultant now since COVID, or with all the online stuff? Yep, I do.
Yeah.
Honestly do.
Yeah.
Women,
So easy.
it's like, you know what? It's great because you're at home in your bathroom and I'm sitting here in my studio and you're washing your face.
Yep.
You're getting all your girlfriends together. Think about that, right? In COVID time, we weren't allowed to connect with our friends. I mean, I think we weren't allowed, whatever, right? Like we weren't be arrested, but it was, you couldn't, and you were fearful for what could happen. So what did you do? You went virtual like this, grabbed all your girlfriends, 45 minutes, whatever, and you all sit and laugh and talk, and you wash your face and rinse your face and put this on and take it off and put it on and take it off, and ta-da. So hands down, so much easier since COVID. People shop online, and you know what was great is Mary Kay kept their doors open the whole time, and we stayed in business the whole time. Like our production, it only stopped once so that we could make hand sanitizer for our frontline workers.
Yes.
Otherwise, it kept going.
Yeah. And Teresa, I also think it's easier too in the simple fact that you have an opportunity to reach people that are in other states that may not currently live close to you now, and there's no drive time. So
yeah,
I'm hands down easier.
I love the no drive time.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's one of the things that people are like, I just don't have time to do this business. And like that 100% cut your time in more than half. I mean, it is simple to do this business then as well. One of the other things that I kind of, heard Lisa talking about when she was going through her story was, what would people think? What would people think if you started your own Mary Kay business and stuff? And Lisa, could you kind of touch base on how you overcame that hurdle and how you moved past that?
Okay, sure. Thanks for asking, Stacy.
Yeah.
Part of it was people don't really think about you in some regards. But the other part was, it was a me thing. I was in my way because I'm thinking, I have 3 degrees and now I'm going to go home and tell my family I'm going to sell lipsticks. And because I come from a 4th generation family of pharmacists, I thought, oh my God, I'm letting go of selling, working for a pharmaceutical company to do this. But the long and short of all of that was, I had to get right with me. I had to look at what this career opportunity was. The fact that I had a sales director in that pharmaceutical company compared to the sales director in Mary Kay, there was no comparison. There was compassion. There was the ability to work at faith first, family second, career third, and in that order. And it gave me more freedom and flexibility. And I think this time during COVID has given us so many more options. We've gotten creative. We've connected with people. We maybe would have only have done 3 to 4 people at a sit down at a dining room table. And now we can do 45. Like Becky said, we can tour the United States while standing still and get in contact with people. And so it really was a deeper dive into, what did Lisa want? What was going to work? And were you going to stand by your own ideals and your own decision?
Yeah. The one last thing that I'm going to ask, there's Bobby Snyder, is asking, she says, I don't know what to ask yet. It's a matter of ask as I go, I guess. Okay, Bobby, this is your chance. If you have something to ask, do it. Do it now. Get in the drawing. Get in the drawing. Okay. So Alice or Chantel, one of the things that you talked about was what your husband's opinion was going to be on this. What was his opinion when you started, and then what was his opinion now?
When I came home from the first Success event and was so excited and telling my husband all about this, he goes, well, if you think you can find the time, but you're never going to do it full time, we'll show him. My husband, I think he just because he knew what his job was demanding. He knew as a nurse it's demanding, and we had a young child. We're considering having another child, and he just knew life was going to be busy. And to be honest, when I made that decision, he actually helped out a lot by getting home for me to go to those success events. I have been blessed that his mom, until COVID, was watching my children on my success event nights and would help a lot with that if he was not home or until he got home. I cut down to part-time at my job. And for a year stint, I did quit my full-time job, actually. Stayed home with my children due to some other things going on, and returned to work because I do like the nursing aspect of my other job as well. But returned part-time, knowing that my business is supplementing that income and allowing us to do other things, paid for vacation. And my daughter does gymnastics. And so, I think he knows that my nursing career is going to be short-lived, and I will do this full-time, based on some other things. And he knows that I'll be able to supplement that income. He doesn't have a concern with it. I figure out the way, and he's actually super supportive of it. He knows how much time I put in. And he gets just as excited as I do when I have like a really great day and I come home and I say, hey, I just made $750 today. What I get to put in my pocket, he gets super excited about that as well. So it is amazing how when they hear what, these home businesses and stuff that, people talk about, that he was just like, sure, okay, super skeptical. But when you see how it works and how this business allows you to do it around your family and within your family, that it works. It doesn't get in the way of anything. I'm able to put in the time that I need to. I'm able to work my other job. I'm able to get my kids to school. I'm able to get home with them. And now doing so much virtual, my children are downstairs right now. One's getting her shower done. They're eating supper. And it's not stopping anything. So it makes a difference just for him to see that firsthand how it works.
Yeah.
Stacy, I'd like to add something. Having been with the company for 37 years, I've had people that I felt all along that they'd be very good at doing this opportunity and discovering what the opportunity is. And maybe for that time in their life, the time wasn't right. Maybe they were running from place to place. And then a decade later, they were, asked again, like considering this career opportunity. And so they were finding themselves that, well, no, now I've retired. This might be a good time. Well, but I'm having trouble with my eyesight and I can't drive at night. So when COVID hit, we found that people could come in, do a lot of the business virtually, build it from home. And what has happened is the booming in our leadership within the Mary Kay world has expanded. Women are living longer. By 2030, over 51% of the wealth in the United States will be women. And so women now need to be able to know for sure how to handle that money, how to have the kind of confidence to work that. And, we talked about this before we got online, and we have our first male national sales director in the United States. There are some in other countries, but the thing is that this guy is a former lawyer, and he saw an opportunity and a career that he went from the beginning day of ordering a starter kit to becoming a national sales director in 5 years. I think there is no ceiling on this. And I think that that's sometimes what people need to look at. And typically as women, we usually become the widower. We become the widow, I should say. And so we have that connection and that group of friends, companionships, travel buddies, sleeping partners. I mean that in a good way. But there's just options. And so I hope everybody who's on tonight will keep their ears and eyes open, ask the questions they need to know the answers for.
Okay. We had Bobby come through with a question, so we're going to answer her question, and then we're going to move on. We did keep you a little bit longer than we normally do tonight, but I thought that this little question and answer session was good. So she says, I want to know how much of your day to get moving and how to do a home-based business or how to do a home-based job. I used to work for a local doctor and she had the patients come to us. So how do you, I'm assuming how she wants to know how we motivate ourselves because we're our own boss. Yep, go ahead. I was like, some of the people that have been doing it for longer.
Knock it out of the park here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, this answer could take us until midnight tonight, and I don't think all of us brought our sleeping bags to sleep. So we're going to get you into the drawing for answering the question, and I will do my best to reassure you. So there is a different mindset with having a home-based business or a home-based job. And it all starts with a love of people and a desire to share the products that you have fallen in love with. The rest of it then, we help to guide you along the way based on what you're looking to do. And it's baby steps basically. And you don't, and the guests can come to you too. I do either online, of course, I'm in my home, but I also have women that come to my house too, if that is a desire of yours. So the business since COVID has been made so much easier, as we mentioned earlier, and we would be able to take you by the hand, whoever introduces you to Mary Kay, and be able to guide you on all of those steps too, and answer everything that you need to know, as well as the online resource that the ladies were talking about too.
Yeah.
So good for you for asking
Yay,
the question.
Bobby.
You're in the drawing.
Okay, I'm gonna do this quick little
question.
Oh, there is one more. Oh my gosh,
Look
we're
at
rolling
Martha
in now.
squeaking
Okay,
in.
Martha, how do you interest people in Mary Kay? She wants to know. I'm gonna take that one. Martha, do you love our products? If you love our products, you're gonna share the products, and then your friends are gonna love the products then too.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think you wear them. You wear them from head to toe, and people go, "Oh my gosh, your skin looks amazing," or "What is that lipstick color?" Or how would you get your lashes to be so big? And I think those are just things that we don't want to trick anybody into anything. That's not, like Allison was saying before. We just want to educate people and have them love the products as much as we do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else want to add to that one?
Well, you have them try it. You ask them.
Yeah.
I borrow your face. I just want your opinion of the product, and they will love it.
Yeah.
They will love it as much.
Women love to give opinions.
Oh yeah.
I do.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have everybody loaded into this drawing here. I'm gonna start this little raffle, rolling around, and this is gonna choose the person's name for us. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Martha sneaking in with the win. Good for you, good friend.
Talk about sliding into home.
Yeah, right?
There's your sign, Martha.
Yeah, no kidding. So she's going to get a $30 gift certificate from her consultant to spend on what she would like then too. So Martha, get together with your consultant. Lisa, do you want to finish us up here?
I absolutely will.
All right.
So perhaps you've been praying for what the Mary Kay opportunity has to offer. It is amazing at times how tenaciously we cling to that which we pray to be released from. So looking for a side hustle, plan B, options, courage. You have seen that one woman change things for the better. Thinking like a woman is an asset, as is taking a seat at the business table. Courage has genius, magic, and power in it. And we do have room at the Mary Kay table. Mary Kay was a divorced single mom of 3, widowed all before she began her Mary Kay business. I'm a betting person, and I'm betting that she was scared to death, taking her life savings, wagering it on a dream-filled opportunity, and yet knowing that success and ethics coexist along with her philosophies, put her ahead of her time all the time. Integrity was true. She was true to character, the golden rule. Mary Kay always took the moral high road and never compromised her principles. She always chose character over comfort. Knowing that hope, which is the code word for tonight, freedom, flexibility, guidance may be in your future. We invite you to become a part of our team and see yourself soaring to new heights. Let me just show you what that might look like for you, because you have options. So we have 3 different ways that you can begin your Mary Kay opportunity. The first one is an e-start. The e-start is $30. It gives you a year opportunity to have a website and also to have an e-commerce place to process your website orders. You also have all the access that you can see on the screen, from digital marketing tools, customer support, step-by-step education, different modules that you can participate in and get bling badges for. The second way is with our full starter kit. That is close to $400, a full retail size product, all the trays. And we may not always remain virtually. We might be doing both, like Becky mentioned, having people come into your home as well. So this particular one does have the trays and things that you would need to be able to do in-person appointments, but it also has the e-start. Again, that's your year-long website, and that is also your e-commerce opportunity. So if you were really looking at really taking advantage of what the opportunity is, before COVID, Mary Kay was always pushing for us to be able to work our business with the best sanitary way that we could. And so we have samples that we've used and have always used, but now they've become almost full circle in that. And so Mary Kay has an add-on pack for $45 that gives you enough samples for the first 30 clients that you're working with. So whether you do some things in the home or a door drop or putting things in the mail, there's lots of ways that you can do it. And maybe Facebook isn't your game, but you have options. You can do Google Duo, you can do a Zoom. There's just so many different ways to create a social media platform for you. So just know that you do have options. So, hey, we're all going to ask you again.
Do you want to
wanna
come
come
along? Thank you, ladies. Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Bye.